About 5 days ago, Koei Tecmo announced the Romance Between Three Kingdoms 14 Diplomacy and Strategy Expansion Pass. Now, this expansion pass includes a secondary season pass that will have content running through to May 2021. What you're watching right now is not season pass content. That hasn't been released as a point of August 31st when this has been published. What this is an actual event and scenario, that was released on August 27th that had collaboration characters from Galactic Heroes, and they throw them into the Three Kingdoms period with two forces. This is Reinhardt, and this is Yang. And you can also use some characters that were included with the collaboration and put them in this game. As long as it's before September 23rd, they did announce that some of these characters will only be available until then. Another part of the reason why I want to show off this scenario is that it either comes in the season pass or it's free. There's been a bit of confusion on my part on which one it is, but this particular scenario allows for a kind of neat thing where you have Sun Jian, who's here, and Sun Chuan, who's here, and they can actually fight amongst each other. Right now, I'm trying to get any officer I can, not being very successful. Now, to go back to the expansion pack that is going to be coming out sometime this winter, Japan already has release dates for it of December 10th. Oh, finally joined. Okay. There we go. Finally got an officer. Ooh. So, some of the main features that I want to go over with the expansion pass are the War Chronicles content that's going to be thrown. With Season Pass 2, you're going to be able to actually get more of these War Chronicles scenarios. And essentially what they are is they're an opportunity to play specific smaller scenarios, specific troops, a time limit, and you can get points towards completion with maybe completing an event in a certain amount of time or doing with a certain officer alive, that kind of stuff. They haven't announced any particular scenarios, but I'm wondering if it's going to be something like you might actually be able to play the Battle of Redcliffe. So that I think has some pretty strong potential. Another thing that I think has the most potential out of all the stuff they've announced for this pass and expansion is the additional strategies with geographic advantages and working with nomadic tribes. So how they describe it, as an example, conquering Qing province expands the area you conquer, which, while conquering Yo province, allows you to open up trade with nomadic tribes in the region. So what that can do is it can change around how you want to expand. So, for example, I believe the Qing province is around here. It's either here or up here, I believe. Either way, if you conquer that entire province, instead of just getting, the 1,000 points towards your rank here, it will actually allow for your expansion to increase. So when you're, say, expanding here through having one of your officers improve this neighboring area, it'll improve faster. What I'm going to be interested in is how that is going to change in the southeast, Sun Chuan and Sensa's provinces. Could we see some more naval things like that, like more naval abilities, stronger ships, heightened abilities while at sea or on the river, I should say. The other thing is trade with Eurasia. This doesn't look like it's going to be too different from what we have now. The one benefit that I see is that if I had a choice between trading, for example, with Sao and maybe getting gold and great for mine, I'd sooner do trade with force that isn't going to potentially turn around and use those supplies I gave up or gold to attack me. I did say you're going to be able to get additional tactics, that kind of stuff. Another thing they're looking to do is add more tactics, abilities, that kind of stuff. One thing that I would be really hoping for is for doing the chain link, like a chain link tactic. I understand that it was actually negative in the story, and it could leave you open to potential fire attacks. But if it did allow for an evening between taking on, say, for example, Sansa's forces and potentially risking a fire attack, that could be worthwhile. Now, this is a tough one because I genuinely do not believe this expansion is going to be improving this game. I think it is going to be changing it. We don't know yet if dueling or diplomacy are going to be involved. We don't know if fictional children are going to be involved. They haven't really hinted at any of that. I would assume that what you're going to be getting is what they're advertising right now, and anything else is an add-on and benefits. The one reason why I like this a bit more than, say, Romance of the Kingdom of 13 is that Romance of the Kingdom of 13 felt incomplete. It didn't have naval battling. The social structure that they had at the time, that was one of the selling features, was just writing letters amongst people. It took the expansion pass to actually make it feel like a complete game. This feels like they're just making changes that's going to essentially be the same game. Now, having to pay, in my case, I'm Canadian, I might be looking at potentially between $70 to $100 for the expansion and the season pass. I will be buying them, but I don't think that I can recommend actually picking this up without a lot of due diligence on the person that's picking up, because I really don't think it's going to change a lot. I think it's just going to be, it's going to be like Romance of the Kingdoms 12, where it looked like what the expansion did was it added some features that they were slightly missing, and then improving on what was already there, or changing what was already there. So I'm not as excited about this expansion as I was 13. But I do think that any of the improvements I like, for example, geographical advantage, is that going to play out as interestingly as they say, or is it still going to be what it is right now? If you get the Central Plains, especially these three cities, Chang'an, Huang, and Zuchang, do you just steamroll everything? So I don't recommend it based on the information we have now, unless they absolutely throw some major information between now and release date. I don't recommend this to anyone other than people that just absolutely enjoy the base game. Now, another thing I do want to say is that the season pass will have, or season pass 2 will have content from February 2021 to May. So there is going to be more of the same stuff. So a lot of what I'm seeing is just, did you enjoy the main game? And if you question it, follow it. And if they have a discount available, maybe that gets thrown in consideration. But do a lot of investigation. And as I said, I will be doing more following up on this, and I will give a final thought on it when it comes out. If it comes out, it's going to be coming out early in Japan and Asia. If it comes out earlier and it's available to buy on Steam, I will be putting out a video at that point to kind of talk about my observations about how the game has changed. I don't actually speak Mandarin or Japanese. I just be fumbling through it and trying to showcase some of the stuff and just kind of give you the feeling that I'm feeling. So I will see you around.